So before you watch this video, you should know that this video is obviously going to be quite negative if you can't tell from the title alone. So before typing in the comments saying I'm too negative, you clicked on the video, you know what you're getting into. But let's begin. So Super Mario Odyssey, everyone loves the game. It's been getting such high reception. It's got a 97 on Metacritic. Everyone loves this game. They think it's like the second coming of Christ. And quite frankly, I don't agree with everyone. I don't hate the game. I'm not saying this just to get some sort of attention or anything. I genuinely believe that Odyssey isn't that great. Well, everyone else thinks it's like I said before, second coming of Christ, the best thing to ever happen. I so don't agree with that. So today in this video, I'm going to list reasons as to why I think Super Mario Odyssey is overrated. So let's get into this video. The first reason I think this game is overrated is the moons. And this is a complaint that I've seen a few people point out. The moons in the game, while some of them are really cool, there's like 900 of them. So a majority of the moons are so filler and pointless and not rewarding that it just makes the game so boring. Things like having to fetch with your dog or something. You have to get the dog to dig on a certain spot. Or trying to find the seeds in the level and going back to that one specific spot. It's just so filler. Or wearing costumes, meaning if you don't have the right costume, you have to go all the way back to the Odyssey, change the costume, go all the way back to where you need to open that door for the costume, go in and get that. It's so filler. It's so pointless. Why does it even need to be there? 900 moons is like a lot of moons. So what's the point in having so much filler content? It just makes the game feel so boring. I just hate that. It doesn't feel rewarding to get moons. And worst of all, I think the worst thing is that everything you do in this game is for a moon. Every tiny thing you do is for a moon. And if there's no other incentive other than you've got a moon, what's the point? Because once you've got all the kingdoms, there's no point in getting moons. There's literally no reason to get moons other than for fun. Whereas they could have done other stuff to counteract this, like maybe moons unlock some new costumes or something? Something aesthetic or something like that? But no, they just do nothing after a certain threshold has been met, and it just makes the moon so rubbish. Every challenge you do in the game, it's like, oh, what am I going to get? A moon. That's it. It's so boring. It gives me no incentive to play the game because I know what the reward is. It's a shitty moon. So that's my first complaint as to why I think this game is overrated. The second reason I think Super Mario Odyssey is overrated are the challenge rooms. So this game was advertised as the big next 3D Mario game. They had that graph where they had Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, the Godsend game, and Odyssey. And on the other side they had Galaxy, Galaxy 2, 3D Land, and 3D World. But in this game, they've decided to put a metric shit ton of challenge rooms. So much content in this game is challenge rooms and nothing else. It's just challenge room after challenge room after challenge room. It feels like more than half the game is just challenge rooms. And even worse, these challenge rooms are just so bland and blocky and boring, generic. These are some of the most dull Mario levels I've ever seen in the franchise. They are so just dull. Some of them are cool. I'm pretty sure I remember a couple from the Sand Kingdom. They looked cool. Some of them, I think, from what I can remember. But the rest, they are fucking garbage. They are shit. I just do not like them. They get so boring. Like I said before, it makes me feel like I'm playing Super Mario 3D World all over again, except even worse, because at least in that game, the levels look nice. They're blocky and crappy, boring, but they look nice. In this game, they're blocky, crappy, boring, and they look like ass. That's 4 things. I just realized everything I'm saying right now, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. I don't care though, you clicked on the video, negativity is what you should have expected from this, and this is all just my opinion. So yeah, second reason I don't like this game that much and why I think it's overrated are that the challenge rooms, for the most part, are shitty, like really shitty, and they take up way too much of the game for me, for my own liking. They take up way too much. They could have focused on, world building, making more kingdoms, rather than making these crappy, boring challenge rooms you go to once and never go to ever again. Really boring, really hate it, and I hope they don't do that for Odyssey 2. The third reason I think Super Mario Odyssey is overrated, and I'm probably going to get the most hate for this because this is a me thing. This is a TWIP opinion, and I saw in one of my comments, a TWIP-inion. That's pretty funny. This is a TWIP-inion right here. I don't think the kingdoms in this game are that great. I don't think they are very creative. I don't think the level design in these kingdoms are especially great. I feel like they're kind of blocky and kind of look like they've been built by Nintendo rather than the levels feeling organic and natural and like a real breathing world. For the most part, these kingdoms to me just don't feel like that. They don't have that. Some kingdoms I'm going to accept from this, and think what the kingdoms I think are actually decent are the Cascade Kingdom and the Seaside Kingdom for the most part. Those kingdoms are pretty great, I think. Like, they're not that bad. But kingdoms like, see, it's so difficult because the Cap Kingdom, right? I love the atmosphere. I love how it looks. It's unique. It's different. It's a different first Super Mario level compared to what we get in most games. It's so cool. It's just, the level design is just so boring. Especially when you're inside the Hat Tower. That is garbage. That is shit. It's just all blocks. Boring background, boring everything. It's all white. It looks like shit. So dull. The beginning section's okay, like the outside area is pretty cool. There's lots of hills so you can use Mario's new rolling ability. That's cool, but the level design there is still just kind of really basic. That one kind of has a... Well, I say that, but it shouldn't have a pass. It's the first level, so usually it should have a pass, but 3D Mario games have done this before and they've been fine. Super Mario Sunshine, I feel like, had really organic looking levels, and that first level was Bianco Hills, and that one's amazing. That's a great level. That absolutely thwarts every level in Super Mario Odyssey easily. And I swear I don't have a bias on Sunshine, even though it's my favourite game of all time. I do have genuine reasons why I believe Sunshine has the superior worlds to Odyssey. They feel more natural, they're all connected, they just feel alive, they feel like you could actually go there. Whereas in Odyssey, it feels like the kingdoms are just built. They feel like, oh, Nintendo put that there, and they put this here, and they put this here. Whereas in Sunshine, I mean, it doesn't feel like that. And even 64 to some extent, though 64 also had this kind of issue, but it wasn't nearly as bad. Odyssey, I don't feel like is great at world building. I just think its level design is really boring, really bland. Especially the Moon Kingdom. Spoilers, by the way, Odyssey's been up for ages. The Moon Kingdom is so lifeless and dull. The gravity mechanic's really cool, I love that. But everything else, it's shit. And another problem I have with these kingdoms is that I really don't feel like in big open 3D worlds, you should have bottomless pits. It just takes out that any sort of immersion. And if there are bottomless pits, there should be a reason for the bottomless pits being there. But in the Moon Kingdom, for example, there's just bottomless pits for no reason. Like, they're just there. So you fall in the middle of the moon? That doesn't make sense. Sunshine never did this. I'm pretty sure Sunshine only had bottomless pits in one level, and that was the village. I didn't even like that village that much. That's probably my least favourite level in the whole game. Other than the hotel, I hate the hotel. That level is garbage. And just Odyssey has these bottomless pits for no reason. This probably sounds like a super nitpick right now, but to me that's not a nitpick. To me that's a pretty substantial thing when building these worlds. I don't feel like bottomless pits work. They shouldn't be in the game. It just takes out any sort of world building. For me anyways. I feel like all the levels shouldn't have bottomless pits. They shouldn't be all blocky. They should be organic and, I don't know, flow naturally. It's really hard to explain this without sounding like a massive whiny bitch, basically. It's really impossible to explain this. But prime examples for fantastic worlds in video games include Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Sunshine. Breath of the Wild felt completely organic, and so did Super Mario Sunshine. So yeah, I don't just hate this game for no reason. I do have reasons for not liking it as much as everyone else does. So yeah, that's the third reason. Oh, fourth? I can't remember what reason this is now. But that's the next reason I think the game is overrated. That's the other reason I think Super Mario Odyssey, overrated game for me. And then the last reason I think this game is overrated are some of the fucking filler kingdoms. They drive me mad. They drive me absolutely insane. Because we've got kingdoms like the Ruin Kingdom and the Cloud Kingdom. They look so cool, especially the Ruin Kingdom. And what did they do? They quite literally ruined it and made it a straight line. You're giving Sonic Forces a run for its money, Nintendo. That was a terrible kingdom. So bad. It looked so cool. And yet they still somehow found a way to put like 11 moons in that one straight line. How do you even do that, Nintendo? How do you even do that? That's mental. Just terrible. I've got nothing else to really say on that other than I hate the filler stuff. Clearly they were filler. They just had them on the map just to make it seem like there's more content than there actually is. And even the dark side of the moon, I'm pretty sure that's just like a boss rush mode, and that's like that's one of the big kingdoms in the game. No, terrible. Hate that. Feels rushed. The Ruin Kingdom should have absolutely been a way bigger kingdom than it actually was. It had such a cool boss fight as well. It just annoys me that one had the most potential because the kingdoms in the game feel kind of generic. And I know some of my friends hate me when I say generic, but it's true. We've got a lunch kingdom, we've got a seaside kingdom, we've got mushroom kingdom, we've got a snow kingdom, we've got a woods kingdom. It's all just generic tropes, and I don't like that. I want more unique stuff. The Cascade Kingdom feels pretty unique in a way. We don't really have much dinosaur-esque Nintendo worlds. I know we have, I think it's Dinosaur Island. We've got that in Super Mario World, but that didn't really feel the same, and it really wasn't the same. This one was actually really cool. It was too small as well. I thought it was too small, the Cascade Kingdom, but it was still pretty good. But it was way too small, and some of these kingdoms are just way too small as well. Like the Snow Kingdom, for example. The Snow Kingdom is just that big open nothing area, and then the inside, which is just a bunch of challenge rooms. Like what? No, that's terrible. That kingdom is way too small. It's too bland and boring. And the Wooded Kingdom, pretty big, but the whole level is structured like a Super Mario 3D World level. Except for the bottom part where if you fall down, you're forced to go into this stupid grassy area. And if you don't want to go in there, you have to trudge all your way back up. Oh, I hate that. So yeah, definitely have my criticisms with Odyssey. That's pretty much all of my criticisms I have with the game. Like I said before, I still like the game. I don't hate it. It's not the worst thing ever to come out. I just think that it's not as good as everyone's saying it is. I'm sick of people being like, whoa, best game of all time, best game on the Switch, best game ever. No, it's so not. Breath of the Wild to me is so much better in every possible way. It just trumps Odyssey so hard, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, guys, I need to emphasize this. This is my opinion. I keep on clapping again. My opinion, not yours. Let me know your opinion in the comments below. If you've got a problem with these kinds of videos, just don't watch them, because negative videos, I like critiquing stuff. I think critiquing stuff is fun, and it helps Nintendo to improve their games for the next time, like when we get the inevitable Odyssey 2, because that is still happening. I just did it again. But I hope you all did enjoy this video. I hope you can all understand where I'm coming from with the Odyssey. It's not hate, but it's like my critiques, I guess. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from with these critiques. So let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said in the comments below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description below. I talk about Sonic and Nintendo. You know the usual stuff. Sonic, Nintendo, any sort of gaming stuff I talk about on Twitter. And make sure to subscribe to me on YouTube if you do want more content like this, because like I said before, I do like critiquing stuff, but I also like saying good stuff about games. So I do both. I'm not just some YouTube hating cuck or something. But with all that said, thank you all for watching, guys, and I'll definitely make sure to catch you all later.